Billionaire Elon Musk announced a new third party called the America Party in the United States. And if this turns out to be successful, meaning if it wins, it could disrupt America's more than a century-old unofficial two-party political system. But why has the world's largest democracy never had a third party in more than 100 years? And how can Elon Musk potentially change that? Third parties in America, apart from the two big ones, the Democrats and the Republicans, have seldom been able to rise up to the presidential pedestal due to their cumbersome political system. You may think India's political network is complicated, but America has impenetrable barriers. To start with, the first step to participating in an election is obtaining access to the ballot, the place where you establish the existence of your party with a logo and give it a tangible identity. While this process in India involves a payment of 10,000 rupees and filling up some forms at your nearest election commission office, in America you'd be required to gather lakhs of signatures from registered voters against a time bomb for being eligible in the very first place. And to top that up, every state has its own requirement for the number of signatures needed. For example, California demands over 2 lakh signatures in 105 days and Texas insists over 1 lakh signatures in just 70 days. This urges you to dispose thousands of volunteers and tons of money even before you can stamp a formal political identity. And history has shown fundraisers have come easier to Democrats and Republicans as against independent fighters. For context, through March 2024, presidential candidates raised over $570 million, with about 60% going to Republicans, over 32% to Democrats, and a meager 6.6% to third-party candidates. And this monetary gap makes a big difference to marketing and promotion, whether it's on the streets, billboards, TV shows, or on social media. This money buys attention. Speaking of attention, have you ever in this generation at least once witnessed a presidential debate between more than 2 candidates? But that's a no, because the last time a tri-party debate happened, it was back in 1992. However, the question is, why doesn't it happen so often? The answer lies in the list of several tough requirements put forth by the American media, but here are the 2 among the toughest ones. First, 15% polling threshold in national polls. Candidates must have at least 15% support in the average of 5 national public opinion polls selected by the debate organizers. And second is ballot access for 270 electoral votes. Candidates must be on enough state ballots to theoretically win 270 electoral votes, the number needed to secure a majority in the Electoral College. This is why Jill Stein, a physician from Massachusetts and a 3-time presidential candidate 2012, 2016 and also in 2024, lost her chance of fighting the debate battle. In fact, in many of her media interactions, she demanded opening up the debate to have a free and inclusive election. All in all, you need exposure to raise money, you need enough money to run impactful campaigns, and the needed votes to reach the debating stage. And to do it all, you need more money than one can imagine. However, being a billionaire isn't enough. This is because, unlike India, where candidates from different political parties can campaign and win their own seats irrespective of who backs the majority vote, America gives it all to the winning party. In simple words, if you win the majority in US, you take the whole cake. But in India, you don't necessarily need to own the cake to have your slice. Therefore, even if an independent candidate wins a minority share, say in the state of California, their party would be allocated 0 seats. And over the years, this has shaped the way people vote in America, pushing them to vote for the big 2 in order to make their vote count. But has Elon Musk cracked a secret code? Think about the following points. Massive financial resources. Having a net worth of an unimaginable over $400 billion, Musk can self-fund a campaign or a new political movement, bypassing traditional fundraising limitations. In 2024, he spent over $277 million supporting Trump and Republican candidates. He can pour millions into advertising, voter outreach, and ballot access efforts. 2. Control of X platform. As the owner of X, that has approximately 586 million monthly active users, Musk has a powerful megaphone to shape public opinion, promote his ideas, and bypass traditional media gatekeepers. And 3, he's a cult of a personality and has a public appeal. Musk's cult status has an innovative entrepreneur of gigantic platforms like Tesla and SpaceX that attracts a loyal following. His personal brand could draw voters tired of traditional politicians, similar to how Ross Perot leveraged his outsider status back in 1992. Third, The most key reason: there's a silent third party need. Many Americans are frustrated with the two-party system, feeling it fails to address their concerns or represent diverse views. Polls like a 2024 Gallup survey showing 63% of voters want a major third party highlights this silent need for an alternative. Therefore, while Elon Musk cannot run for president due to the Constitution's natural born citizen requirement, his new third party threatens to disrupt America's century-old duopolistic political dominance.